Let me jump on these pillows. Because I'm sure.
We're filming. Do you guys want to say hi and then maybe hang out in the playroom?
No.
You don't want to say hi to... No?
No?
Oh, okay.
You said the same word.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to... Wait, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do today?
D&D lifestyle.
D&D lifestyle. Shit, this is hard. We need to go back to English class, Daniela.
Alexa.
Devious and destructive.
Welcome to
D&D
lifestyle.
Okay,
you guys, if you guys don't know, I'm Daniela.
I'm Deidre.
Welcome back.
Yes, for another crazy ride. Okay.
3,
3,
2, 1.
Okay. Daniela and I met on the internet.
We met on the internet.
We met on the
I
internet.
swiped right.
I definitely swiped right. You spilled coffee. Well then.
Oh god.
Okay,
I got so excited.
I don't know if you guys know, but our sons are the exact same age. They're like a week apart. Dylan was born on the 18th, and Brady.
So, to that story,
Brady
Brady was due April 18th.
and Dylan was due April 7th.
And Brady was born April 9th.
And Dylan was born April 18th. So our sons are the same exact age, and that is because we met on one of those mom message boards. Should we name the website?
I don't know.
I mean,
Is that
they're
like a copyright?
I don't think it's a copyright thing. It's basically free advertising for them, really.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So if you guys are familiar with the website The Bump,
Come here.
that's how we met. What made you join the Bump? How did you join the Bump?
Okay. So the way I joined it was because I used to be part of the knot when we got married, and
You were planning a wedding?
Yeah, we were planning the wedding. Don't touch that, Brady. Don't touch it. And I just stumbled upon the website because I was searching whatever wedding stuff and like wedding venues, and they have all the ratings for like different photographers and stuff in there.
Cool.
And whatever, so I was part of it, and then I got pregnant, and you know how like you talk to your phone and they just know what you're thinking?
Yeah, basically. I mean, best assistant ever.
It kind of just popped up one day, like, hey, like if you're expecting whatever, we have this website, The Bump. It's the same thing as the Knot. So I just like logged in after I was pregnant, and I wasn't really into the forums at first. I was just like tracking like the baby, and they had like little tips,
The articles and stuff,
and
yeah.
the articles, because like I was feeling this and then I was feeling that, and blah 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 blah. So
That's how you joined.
that's how I joined.
So I found The Bump by accident. For one, I want to say I had just found out I was pregnant, and so basically, I think I googled one of my symptoms or like what I should be expecting at that stage in the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then one of the results was linked from The Bump. And it told me like my baby was the size of a sweet pea, which is why I called Dylan Sweet Pea. So I was like, oh, this is fascinating. You know, my baby's the size of a sweet pea. And of course, I just went down this rabbit hole of reading these different articles and what to expect and things to ask your doctor and all these things just to help me prepare for it.
Yeah.
And so I pretty much spent a lot of my time on that website because I was always like reading up on my pregnancy. Then I just ended up discovering the forums, and I ended up in the message boards. And I got attached to the message boards mostly because I was young when I got pregnant with him. I was only 22 when I got pregnant with him.
I was 25.
So none of my friends were pregnant or anything of the sort. None of my friends were in that stage of life at all.
Yeah.
And so it was hard to, I was trying my hardest, and friends, if I didn't do a good enough job, I apologize. I was trying my hardest not to be that friend who like took over our friend circle with my pregnancy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to always change the conversations to the fact that I was pregnant and the things that I was going through. It was hard to kind of, relate, because I didn't have anybody going through that at the same time. So it was easy for me to become attached to the message boards, and because there was, here it is, I'm in this online group of everybody pregnant at the same time as me and due at the same time as me. So we were all going through the same thing at the same time. So that's how I joined the forum side of things. But
I know.
That's how the bump came into my life.
Oh. Like to me, then I got into the boards and the message boards because we moved from Florida to Maryland, to Baltimore, because of Andrew's job. And I was literally like alone. Like I didn't have any friends, any family. Like we don't have anybody up there.
Yeah.
So my only connection was this message board. But I was like really, it's like people are savage in there.
Dude, first of all, now okay, let me start with now let me start by saying this, because I don't know about you, but I feel like the group of friends that we made in that board,
Yes.
our group, A14, that's what we used to call ourselves?
Yes.
A14 mamas are the best. Like, that, in general, that group, we were so tight-knit.
Yes.
We were all so, I mean, there were the savages. We've seen people get eaten alive.
I think,
even
no,
I
got eaten alive like
I have
one
too.
time or something.
So did I. And I understand why. I don't
Do you remember the first post that you got eaten alive in?
Was it the one with the canned foods?
I don't know. I didn't read it, but do you remember like somebody like being mean to you on something that you asked?
What was it?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, I thought there was something that you
No, I'm asking you if you remember.
Well, I don't think that it was a question that I asked. I did one. Okay, there were two different instances where I was, I guess, an asshole in the group. The first was my mom, who's a bit of a drama queen. I love you, mommy. She called me. She was watching the news. There was like something about canned foods causing some sort of like an issue for pregnant women.
Yeah.
My mom called me frantic. Be careful, canned goods, blase, blase. So I just went on the group and I'm like, hey, you guys, heads up. Something's going on with canned food. Like, it's causing like issues with pregnancies. Just based on this. And I should have done a better job. I should have probably done some. I was getting ready for work.
Yeah, but
at
like
the
you
time.
believe your mother.
Yeah, I'm gonna believe my mom, And I should have done a little research or whatever instead of like going. And I wasn't frantic or anything. It was just like, hey, a heads up. I heard something's going on with canned foods. People were like frantic. Everybody was in a frenzy. Everybody got pissed at me, and I'm like, okay, sorry. Like I didn't mean to piss anybody off. Like my mom just called me with this information. Like maybe I should have done some research, but I'm getting ready for work, and I just wanted to
let you know.
They went off, but I have a thick skin, so I don't give a shit about anything. Like I was, and I'm sure I've probably eaten people alive there too. Like when people say unnecessary things, like I'm just gonna. So I didn't take it personally, but I remember being like, whoa, like that was a lot. What about you? What was it for you?
The first, well, that's the only post that like I asked because obviously I was the first. Like some of the girls that are
a lot
there,
of them in there were on their second or third child,
right?
Where we were on our first babies.
I was on my first, so I would read a lot of things. Then I asked a question. I wasn't really a question. I posted because stupidly I started Googling like YouTube videos about like birth. So like I was looking at these people like giving birth, and it was my first time. Like it scared me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god! Like I saw this baby come out of this like I saw different ones. So I posted on the website like, I don't want to give like natural birth. Like I just want to go and have like a C-section or something.
Oh boy, I'm sure you. You probably got ripped to shreds. Whoa.
So it's like, oh, you don't even know, blah blah blah, like something like that. I gave you Skittles. One more time.
Okay. So you pretty much said you don't want to. Vaginally.
I didn't want to have a vaginal
Your
like.
hair smells so good.
My hair?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I put that Moroccan oil.
sorry, I'm a creeper. Okay, so you pretty much said you don't want to give birth and you want to have a C-section.
Yeah, because I saw these people, and then like there was like the Ring of Fire and all this other stuff. Like I just got myself into, like, I guess I researched too much. I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of birth videos too.
So I just like, I was scared because I didn't know.
That's understandable.
And I got ripped apart. Like, let me tell you, it was like.
Now I can get why people are sensitive about that. I just don't understand the point in. You know what? Let's just be real. The internet and being behind that keyboard creates a space for you to have a little bit more like to your life.
I guess.
But there's no excuse for it. I think like people tend to take things too far when they're hiding behind their keyboards.
Yeah.
So that sucks. I understand like people being upset or sensitive about that, because even me, like I ended up having to have a C-section with Dylan, and I hate it. Like, I would have much rather given birth vaginally for all kinds of reasons that I won't get into, but I can get like, I don't understand why people like elect to have a C-section.
Yeah.
Like that's a major surgery, and the recovery is garbage.
Well, I mean, there's different
But now
ways.
you know.
Yeah.
But I don't understand like, okay, to rip somebody apart.
Yeah,
And you were a first time mom.
That was like my first, and I was just like afterwards I was like, okay, should I post this? Like I would think.
Yeah, it would be hard to create a post on part. Like I took more positive away from being in that group than negative. Like,
yes, I did.
I
learned a lot.
I learned a
lot, and like there were like some very nice girls.
There were so many
were,
nice
like,
people. I mean,
it's like if you need.
Seriously, like we all became a family.
Yes,
we did. We became a family. Like we all got.
I mean, there were trolls in there.
There were.
What?
One with the rags dressing. To this, do you remember that one? Yeah. Oh my! So we're gonna just have to. They know. We're gonna call you out. The person's username was like Springs1 or something like that. You guys, this was like a legit troll, and they can't. I don't know if it was their post or they commented on a post, but somehow there was a post about like the restaurant like issues, like culture, like people not tipping enough and things of that nature.
Yeah,
that's something I'm extremely passionate about.
Like tipping.
Yeah.
Yes, me
tipping,
too. Taking
taking care of your server, because a lot of people are ignorant about what servers go through, you know, and it's just like that needs to. If you're gonna go out to eat, you need to plan to tip properly. And I get that sometimes the server is not that great, but at the end of the day, they go through a lot. Their job is to take care of you, and their job is to get you everything you need and make sure you have a good dining experience. And they're dealing with all types of people. Nice people, mean people, generous people, cheap people, you know?
If the service and the food is bad, like the minimum me and Andrew tip probably is like 15%.
Same here. Like I always,
because we're like, okay, like,
I can't, there's but so much I can do. Exactly. Like for me, I always go in. I'm more of, this is just my approach at life, is I'm gonna start with the max and like break it down is, and that's with tipping with anything. Even like when I get to know somebody, I give you 100% of my trust or whatever, and as you break it down. So it's the same with tipping. So I'm gonna go in with the plan to give you 20% off rate. And if the service is bad and things like that, then you're getting somewhere between 15 and 18. You know, like depending on. But anyway, we got beside ourselves. Anyway, the point is,
next video is about tipping.
Yeah. So there was pretty much a post about like restaurant etiquette in that regard, and Springs1 was.
Did she say she loved ranch or something?
It was all. First of all, Springs1 was so abusive about servers. Like that person was just like, oh, they don't deserve it, and they don't ever give me enough ranch. So why would I get? Oh yeah. We were like, what? Like ranch? The good thing about the bump, or just sites like that in general. I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been on in a long time.
In the bump? No. So remember, something happened.
There was a huge explosion.
Something happened in the website, like, because you know I guess they used to choose admins for every forum, like.
Really? I didn't know that.
So there was an admin. There was a couple admins for our group, but something happened with the website. I don't really remember or know what happened, and everybody was like pissed about it, and from there the Facebook group was
Yeah,
created.
we ended up having to essentially migrate to
Merge.
Facebook. Yeah, so we all, because as the pregnancies went on, and even into having the babies, we all got closer, and the group narrowed down to the people who. So in the beginning,
kind of stayed.
Yeah. So in the beginning, when you first join in, like your first trimester, when you're a few weeks, you know, there's like a huge group of women, thousands of women from all over the world, you know, participating in this. And as time goes on, people, you know, fall out, and people get closer. So by the time we all got maybe into the middle of our second trimesters, we all kind of knew each other in a sense. You know, we recognized each other's screen names. You know, we all had like our favorites in the group and the ones who annoyed us in the group, and we had like some sort of camaraderie. And then once it came down to like actually having the babies, I feel like that was like the funnest part of being in that group, because we all would like look forward to people's like birth stories.
Yeah.
And then when you don't see somebody post for a while, you're like, oh my god, I think such and such had their baby. Are they okay? You know, so that was like one of my favorites. And then we had birth buddies, didn't we?
I never had a birth.
You didn't have one?
No.
So basically what our group did was we had, and I don't know if that was just like a forum culture and it was adopted in our group, or if our group started it. Don't quote me on it. But what we did was we had birth buddies. So toward the end of the pregnancies, everybody pretty much chose 1 to 2 people within the group to exchange phone numbers with and keep in touch with. That way, if you do go into labor, you can let that person know, like, hey, I'm in labor, let the group know. And then, you know, you could give that person updates.
I wasn't part of that.
You should've.
Well, like, I think at the end of my pregnancy, I was moving a lot. Because we moved from Maryland up into Long Island. So I wasn't really a big part of the group at that point.
But yeah,
I didn't.
Oh, it was a great time. So do you remember Wife of a Composer?
Yes. I remember
always so nice. She was my birth buddy, my labor buddy. I think that's what we call them, labor buddies.
I think she might. I don't really.
I'm Facebook friends with her right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great. I'm not going to say your real name on here because I don't know if you're comfortable with me just talking about your business, but she and her Facebook friends, she's so nice.
Yeah.
But she ended up being my labor buddy. And I remember like a bunch of people were reaching out to her because you would send somebody a DM like, hey, I don't know if you have a labor buddy yet, but can you be mine? And I feel like me and her went into labor at the same time.
Really?
I feel like her son is maybe a day older than Dylan or day younger. I could be wrong. But I know that she and I were in labor like at the same time, so we weren't able to like post each other's labors. But anyway, so there are so many benefits to joining a group like that.
Yes.
Like
it was good.
It was.
I would always tell Andrew, like, but like my mommy group, like my mommy group.
That's what she used to call it. I used to call them my bump girlfriends, and to this day, like all my relatives, even Dylan's dad, everybody in my life knows. Like when I say my bump girlfriends, they know that I'm talking about my internet friends that I made while I was. So okay, so we all got close on the group.
Yeah.
There was that huge implosion within the website. And then we all merged to Facebook, and we got even closer there, because then you get to kind of, because we all
would see like their like personal Facebook. You
got to see them. You got to put a face to a name. You know.
Okay.
You get to put like a face to a name and all this cool stuff, and then you know you just get to post more, because you know you're probably more active on your Facebook than you are on like a message board.
Yeah, like when we merged to Facebook, I was addicted to the group.
It was so easy to just stay in touch. Did you ever participate? Because we stayed in touch all into like having the babies and first birthdays.
And I remember like the exchange.
The gift exchange. I was just gonna ask you, did you used to participate in those?
I participated in a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we eventually we started having these gift exchanges, and we did it on the bump as well, because we did one on the bump, and then the rest was on the Facebook. So every Christmas and birthdays, I think we would do.
Yes.
We had the ones for Christmas, and then we had for birthdays. So we would use a website. I think it was called Elfster.
Yeah.
And somebody would, everybody would sign up, and then the website would generate like your exchange buddy.
You know, I still use that website.
I love that website.
Family.
Me too, with my friends.
We do Secret Santa.
It's so easy.
It's so easy.
So we could probably post links to all the websites we mentioned in the comment and the description.
Yes.
So we used Elfster. We all would have our gift exchange buddy, and then we would mail each other gifts.
Like I remember getting like the gifts for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And then I know we did one for like the moms.
For the moms, yeah. We had a good.
I know.
That was like the best takeaways. We all became a family and we all became actual friends. I still have the phone numbers of a lot of them. I'm Facebook friends with a good amount of them.
Yeah, me too.
It was great. And so I think the best takeaway.
It's like it makes you like miss.
I miss them. And I'm still a member of there's 2 Facebook groups now. We won't talk about why there's a second Facebook group, but I'm a member of both the Facebook groups. Unfortunately, I don't get to participate as
I don't think I made the cut.
We'll talk about it off camera. We'll talk about it off camera. But unfortunately, I don't get to participate as much as I would like to. My life is so hectic right now.
I mean,
and I still love every single one of those. I miss them so much. But here's where I keep telling you, like, I feel like I'm gonna cry, is because the best thing about those groups, the best takeaway is, aside from the fact that we've all become friends, when somebody in the group is going through something, they come together.
Everybody comes.
Like a swarm of bees, you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, you're gonna make me
cry. Because no, like, there's been, with, like, you know the one I'm talking about, who, you know, there've been like a couple of divorces. Yeah. You know, and we just all come together and take care of each other. If somebody
like, it doesn't sick, matter how long you've not talked to them.
If something happens, everybody comes together, and we've all like donated for gifts or whatever.
Whether
and
it was food or
whatever,
money,
we
whatever
send
it was.
Things. If a relative passed away,
yes.
Even the reason why I'm here sitting next to Daniela is because last year.
Well, like, this is how we met.
This is
like,
now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of it. So
this is really how we met.
So a year ago, last September, there were 2 devastating hurricanes that hit the Caribbean. Hurricanes Irma and Hurricane Maria. And I am from St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and both those hurricanes hit my home, and Maria devastated my home. Like,
Maria was a bitch.
Maria was a bad bitch. Like, yes. So Irma really devastated St. Thomas, and about literally 2 weeks later, Maria came and destroyed St. Croix. And the recovery was a nightmare. And because of the hurricane, I made a decision to relocate with Dylan up here to New Jersey. And I came because my big sister lives here up in Jersey, so I decided to come here. Right now I'm staying with my big sister. But anyway, when the storm hit, that's the last time I was active in the group, actually, was around when the storm hit.
Well, I know you posted a couple videos, like the first video after Irma, and you're like, we're fine.
Yeah, because up until that point, I was still active in the group. I still participated. You shot me? Up until that point, I was still active in the group and everything. And I was even keeping everybody aware, because once they saw the news that these storms were coming, they were all messaging. There's one who lives in St. Thomas.
Yes.
But so everybody was checking in on me and her and being like, you guys, she and I were the only 2 in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
But everybody was checking in on us, like, you guys be careful, please keep us posted on what's going on, you know. And so I was making every effort to do that. And so basically when the storms hit, I did let everybody know, if by chance it gets too bad, then I'll be moving away. I don't know where I'm going to go yet, because I have family all over the country. Yeah. So once Maria hit and did the damage that was done, I had to make a decision to leave St. Croix. And it was a hard decision to make, and it was a tough transition, and even the way that I had to move was so hard. But literally, you guys, these women came together, all of them, and they all like donated, and they pretty much put money together for me to be able to move. And to this day, like, I'm so grateful for every single one of them. And so once I decided that I was gonna move here to New Jersey, Daniela was like, cool, I'll see you when you get here. Daniela was like, let me know.
I didn't know that you were, I knew you were coming up here, but I didn't know where you were going to be. If you were going to be like,
it's South
Jersey or whatever. So I was like, okay. And then all the girls from like the East kind of like started being like, oh, we need to do this, that. So we kind of started getting like stuff together, and you know, I started really like, well, Dylan doesn't have like any like winter clothes. Like, what is he gonna do? So like, I got stuff for.
She got Dylan like a coat and all this clothes. A lot of them sent clothes too. Like when my big sister, like in the time that I was coming up, my big sister was like, "There's a package here for you, Deidre. There's a package here for you." People were mailing packages of clothes. Daniela came by. She dropped off some winter clothes. She brought Dylan like this really cool like
a little
bed, like all this stuff. It was like overwhelming, like how they all just came together and made the transition.
And that was like the first time we
physically met. Like
because we gave each other like our phone numbers.
Yeah.
And while you were coming out, we were texting and we were like, "Hey, how you doing? Everything's good." Blah blah blah. Then I was talking to like another girl from the group. She lives in Boston.
I love her so much. That's my baby.
And right before you came up, I had a conference up there, so I actually met her in person.
Oh my God, what was that like?
So whatever.
We should road trip to go see her and the boys.
So that was one of our plans, was to like, because it's only like 2 hours or something like that.
We should do it.
But we should go up and kind of like do it.
Just hang out, get all the boys together.
But that's like the first time
that we met in person.
We actually met.
So she came to my house after work one day. We hung out, and I was like, "You're so little." That was like my first, like, "You're so tiny," like, and it was so cute. And then I'm like, "Oh my God, I didn't expect you to have an accent." Like, it was so cute.
Like we actually talked.
We did.
And like got to know each other.
Yeah, and then
I told Deidre, I was like, "Hey, like there's this position at work, like you should really apply for it."
Because she was like, I remember you mentioning that you go to school for tourism, and I think this is a job that it would be a good start for you. Like there's an open position, it's within the industry that you love. So I was like, cool. I applied. So literally I submitted. I know you emailed me the link. Submitted the application. I want to say the day after I submitted the application, I got invited for a phone interview.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. Either the same day of the phone interview or the very next day, they were like, okay, the TL for that team wants, you to come in for an actual interview. The process was so quick. Like, I was so nervous, but it was like, I got the job, no problem.
Yeah.
And obviously because Daniela was like, you should apply for this job. I was like, cool. But I guess, my qualifications, like it went quickly, and I'm still at the job. I just hit my anniversary the other day, and so Daniela is like my best work friend.
But it's like so weird because like we kind of like really connected.
Yeah,
it was like seamless.
If that's for you guys, I'm opening the door, Daniela. It's for you.
Oh.
You guys. Nico, don't attack me opening the door. Thank you.
Who's here?
The mailman. Hey,
Nico.
She legit opened the door because she wanted to see the mailman.
He's actually not that hot. He's just tall. Never mind, you guys. False alarm. He's just tall. Okay. Okay. So we met and we got close, and every day that went by, we got closer and closer. And I think that the fun coincidence is that we're both essentially like transplants. Like we're both like from other countries, and we both like have all these.
I don't know, like we just like really clicked.
We clicked, yeah.
Right?
I think we did.
I know.
I feel like we did. It was
and everybody's like, oh, like the new girl, and I was like, yeah, that's my friend.
I know.
That's my friend from
the best benefit to being in a group like that is making friends. I know. And then we are a little bit more lucky because we get to. How many people meet on a forum and then get to live 15 minutes away from?
Well, like some of the girls like do those like wine trips.
Yeah.
And some of the girls close together.
They have like meetups. I feel like that year they had like a big meetup in Niagara Falls.
I want to go to a wine trip.
I want to go on one. Next time they go to Napa, we should join them. Because they go. Well, all the ones who live on the West Coast, they go to Napa. The ones on the East Coast here went to Niagara last year.
Yes.
So jump back in. Because I miss
your highlight is on fire. Girl.
This that Jacqueline Hill champagne pop.
Oh!
That is like one of my favorite highlighters of all time. It like goals. And I've had it for a long time. That thing lasts forever. Because you don't need to use a lot.
Yeah, it's
A little
on
goes a
fire.
long way.
But yeah, that's how we
met. And now we're so lucky. We live 15 minutes away from
It's
each
crazy
other.
that we met on the internet.
We met on the internet. We literally met. Look at how like the world just comes together. Like the world is smaller than we think. The internet makes the world so small because we met on a mom board, like a forum, literally, where I'm sure at some point in everybody's lives they've participated in some form of a forum. And there is like forum culture.
Yes, I think. Don't quote me on this, but there was only like 2 Hispanic people in the group.
There were a few, but I think that most of them, their first language wasn't Spanish, in the way that your first language is Spanish. And some of them were like American Spanish. You know what I mean? Like there were some who were Spanish, but they were more American. Like they were born in America and raised by Spanish.
Like I know me and this other girl.
Yeah. Okay.
We have like really thick accents.
You know, you and her. That's how I remembered you
like
and her.
Really I connected with her too.
I mean, I believe it, but that's how that. And I had different ways of remembering everybody. And you and her was because I could tell from the way you guys would post that your first language wasn't English, and I don't mean that in like an insulting way.
No, because sometimes my things like run over, and I have like errors in my English.
We all have errors in our typing.
I got trolled once because I posted something and it wasn't correctly.
Bitches.
Like, so I was like, no, like it's not that I don't have. It's just that, you know, sometimes I forget, and we miss you guys.
We miss you guys. We love you guys so much. Do you remember any of the usernames?
Probably like the most popular ones.
Yeah, there were some very popular ones who to this day are like.
And I follow them. I follow both on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and I have some of their phone numbers. Let me see.
I don't think I was only close with a few people, like for me to exchange numbers with. So like every phone number that I have from the girls that are on the group are like your Deidre Bish.
I know why, because that's the name of the group. That's our last name. Do you know the blonde one from, I think she's from Atlanta.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
I love her. She's so savage.
Dude. She's got this very dark humor,
but
I can't get her out. She's so perfect. I love her.
Oh my god.
We miss you guys. You know, some who went on to have more kids. When they would go into their new group, because there's like a group for every month. Yeah. So,
and year.
A month and year. So ours was April 2014. So those who would get pregnant again and were doing, say, like 2016, they would join that group. And they would all come back and say, like, that group it's not the same. Our group is, like, the best. I think our group was probably one of the last groups that were really...
like, tight.
Because even the groups prior, because they were members of other groups, because some of them were on their second or third kid. And they were members of groups from the past. And they loved their first groups. They love ours more. I think they love our group more. But apparently our group was like the last group that held on to that like mom forum culture. I would always say like I couldn't have gotten pregnant at a better time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I had gotten pregnant even a month later, I would not be as lucky as I am. Like I wouldn't have the friends that I have because like. And
can you imagine?
I couldn't even. Like
we wouldn't have met.
We wouldn't have met. And our sons are the bomb. They're so freaking cute. So they play so well. Like right now, they're in the playroom.
Like there's no need for a babysitter. They can have
they got. Let's go drink. Seriously though, we got lucky. We got lucky.
That's our episode of how we met.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. And I didn't mess up my makeup. I totally started to tear up though. Like
I did too. Yeah. But I was like. Let me hold it.
Like, girl, this makeup is time because I really like my makeup today.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, watch our next video. You know what? Make sure you
like, share,
subscribe. I'm nobody's Beyonce. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have not watched our hair video, get into it because it was lit.
It was.
It was a really good video. I had so much fun.
It was so cute.
It was so fun. It was perfect. So make sure you watch whatever other videos we have on the channel. Follow us on Instagram because our Instagram is funny. Our Instagram is so funny. It's so random because we both just randomly post stuff. Follow us everywhere.
Yes.
comment.
Follow us everywhere. Comment on our video.
Yeah, we had an apple. We took the kids apple picking a couple weeks ago. The video is listed down below. And every single website that we brought up today, the Bump, even the Knot.
The
Why
Knot.
not? If you get married, go on the Knot. I don't know that that's gonna happen for me, but the Knot, the Bump, and Elfster. Dude, Elfster is amazing. And you guys, we should just send them an invoice for our free advertising. I wish we could do that. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.